That's an important topic because even on this exam that I took now, I think I found few questions that are on port. Now the questions that I met on port were like question like when you want to check the ports of when you want to scan a host with port number so and so, how will you put the command? You understand? So they will now give you varies of scattered command. What's it called?
Command
Yes,
for
scattered
you,
ones.
for you to now pick the right ones.
Exactly. So if you don't have practical knowledge about these things, there is no how you will get the answer.
Yeah.
So it's nice that we during this our home lab practice, do some practice. Go the extra mile. Use ChatGPT. I don't know whether I've showed us how to use ChatGPT in doing learning, so that you can enhance on your own learning skills. Use ChatGPT. It will give you commands. Find look at how the commands are being placed. For example, if you want to if you want to ping a system, pinging a system involves or is a way to know whether the system is live or not. If you want to ping a system, there is a way to put the command where the count initial comes in, where the port whatever. So all those things, those minute details are very important. And if you are not
Yeah.
careful, you will be mistaken. You'll be mistaken. And one thing I also learned when I was training for the exam for ISC 2, because I'm doing a retake of the exam. So the Indian guy that was doing the courses for us recently, so he said when you're taking cybersecurity exams, that first answer that comes into your mind speedily will not always be the right answer.
Okay.
So you should step down, wait for another answer that will come into your mind. That means when you have to go back to the question again, take a look at it,
Mm.
then look at the salient points on the questions. Because some questions we have, when you have four options, you have three options that are right. Then the only one will be more right or more suitable for that situation. Now, you find the cases where all the four answers are right, but three of them are part of one that is the best
Yeah.
answer. So you should choose the one that carries all other three inside it. So it's always nice, even if you're not planning for any exam. If you see some of the practice questions, go through them. You see some, like I met defense in depth yesterday night, and it also tells me that I have to still go back and look at the full course or training on defense in depth to still go around it. There is no end to the learning. At least one,
Yeah.
it takes you one step smarter every day or every time you do it. So
Yes. Yeah.
it's all right. Let me. We are going to do today is penetration testing, and I want us to approach it this way. I will explain the whole process so that we'll be fast with it. Then carry us along so that when you're done, if you understand the flow and why I'm doing or why we are doing what we are doing, when you're doing yours, it will make more sense. Then you will now have informed questions to ask. So
Yes.
if you don't know how the flow works, you'll be confused throughout. But if you understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, when you're doing yours and you meet a block hole, you will ask informed questions, knowing that, oh, this is supposed to work, so why is it not working in my own part? Then you are learning. George is here. George, welcome. He said he's in a religious function, but he's all right. Welcome, George. Happy weekend.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yeah,
I'm still on transit, but I'm here now.
he's all right. No problem. Welcome. Okay. I hope that's it. Okay, it is. Mm. Okay. So what we're doing on the penetration testing is under vulnerability. Mm, let me see. After the port, is under vulnerability in applications, and the vulnerability we are going to be exploiting this time around is going to be as web vulnerability. We said that vulnerabilities are flaws in computer systems that weaken the overall security of the device or system. Vulnerabilities can be weaknesses in either the hardware itself or the software. Sometimes configurations of software are wrong and it opens the software for attack. Even the hardware too, most times. That's why whoever is provisioning the hardware of organizations is has to be someone trusted. In fact, the, the, the company or the product has to be checked and trusted because most times you go buy devices or bring in equipment that are already vulnerable to some uh, what's it called, some exploits. They're already vulnerable to some stuffs. Vulnerabilities can be exploited by threat actors such as an attacker. And what does he do? He tries to cross privilege boundaries. Example, perform unauthorized actions within a computer system. And mostly it is done when an exploit or to exploit a vulnerability. An attacker must have at least one applicable tool or technique that can connect to the system's weakness. If there is a weakness in this system, the attacker should or must have a tool that is, be able to connect to that weakness. Else, he will not be able to succeed. So, how are they going to find out which vulnerability that your system has in order to find the right tool for it? First of all, they do what's it called? They go through the recognize stage, which is trying to find information. They go through the information gathering, whether it's passive, whether it's active. Now, passive information gathering involves you going to Google and open sites to look for information about this thing. For example, if I want to spoof a DNS, I will go look out for this particular DNS. If I know the version, I'll go and look out for it, whether it is it's been outdated or whether there are any known what's it called vulnerabilities that exist in it. Then, if I didn't get much answers or if I finish getting the answers, I still have to now do active scanning or information gathering. This one now, I will now run a port scan or run scans, use Nmap, use these. So I will be touching those ones, the active scannings, the they are touching the system itself. But the ones you do passively on Google, on the website, look at the website, those ones are not, it doesn't create much a problem as to ones you actually run active stuffs on. So once this stage is done, then the attacker now has enough information to build the tools that will match the weakness found on that particular system. Someone is sending a message in the group. What is he saying? I can't get it. So in this frame, vulnerabilities are also known as attack surface. I told people, I think recently I told somebody that attack surface, normally security, when you're securing a device, you will do your best. But I don't believe that any system is 100% secure. You can only do as much as possible to increase or reduce your attack surface. Whichever you do has an impact to how easy or how hard it is for attackers to run over you. So types of vulnerability, just like in the first week, we looked at. I told us to look at types of vulnerabilities and threats. So under web application vulnerabilities, there are a list of them here, but we'll be focusing today on the first one, which is stands for structured query language injection. Most times, or more like it, this SQL is like a program used to relate with a relational database, and this language is works more or is more efficient for databases which are relational. So now systems or applications or softwares built with these types of programs, they are susceptible or they are very much vulnerable to some web application vulnerabilities if they are not being taken care of ahead of time. So we have the first one, SQL injection, which involves apparently tampering with the queries that the database takes. When a query is supposed to go fetch the username and address, now you tamper with that query instead of fetching. Sorry, if instead of fetching, let's say Mr. Chinedu has a bank and Benjamin is a user. Benjamin owns has some amount of money in the bank. He comes to check his um, account balance. So normally Benjamin will put in his details and request for his account balance. So the queries he sent in will go to the database and go fetch his details for him and give him the account balance. Now, instead of going this normal process, a threat actor will come and manipulate those queries, not just to get stuff from the database, but to pose as a legitimate user, most times even as an admin user or root user, and take over the system. So we also have cross-site scripting, broken authentication and session management, cross-site request forgery, insecure direct object references, security misconfiguration, insecure cryptographic storage, XML, that is the external entity processing. So these are some of the few web application vulnerabilities. But during this practical, we are going to be looking at the first one in the sense that we are going to see how it works practically with Juice Shop. Hmm. Okay, just like I was explaining, SQL injection is a web security vulnerability that allows an attacker to interfere with the queries that an application makes to its database. Now, the demonstration of the practical. Step one, we will already have set up our environments. If you've not done that till now, please ensure you do. You get your Kali machine, then we'll be using Kali machine, we'll be using Bob suits, and we'll be using Foxy proxy. So, on a lighter scale, Bob suits is an application that enables session hijacking or session management where you remote where you can do some stuffs separately from the system or the target system that you're looking at. Then proxy. Now, Bob Suite on its own is a very strong application, so you will still do well to check it out on Google. Do your own extensive summary on what is Bob Suite, what are the usefulness of Bob Suite. Okay. Then also Foxy Proxy. Foxy Proxy works along with Bob Suite in this particular practical we're going to do as session manager. It is going to literally hijack the how do I put it? If I come to your website and I input my username and password, when I click the send does not go. It's being trapped into Bob Suite, and both the internet, everything gets trapped so that I can perform my trials, trial and error. What I'm doing is trying to guess the password of a possible user or trying to crack it or manipulate it. So by the time I'm done, the one that is successful will be sent into the target system. So why is this very important? So that the target system wouldn't get several requests of enter, enter, error, so that it will not trigger an alert You remember during when we are doing SOC introduction, where we cited an example where someone tries to log in several times within a space of 1 minute or 2 minutes of designated time. You know that someone an incident has occurred or something wants to happen. So to avoid that, stealthily we perform this process with Bob suits in addition to proxy server, proxy. Okay, so first off, once you get all those ready, you set up your environment. To set up your environment, you update and install Juice Shop. I'm going to show you guys how to install it. We download it from the internet and install it. Then we'll run an npm start. Also, we install npm to build it. So the Juice Shop is just like Jumia. It's just like Jumia, but this is a Jumia that sells juice. Jumia that sells juice, in short. So it's being built and accessed in your environment, like in your local environment, your system. Now, when you download it and run the necessary commands, at any time when you run it, it builds up within a limited time. Then you can now access it in a particular port number or particular host number in your local machine. So this time around, I think it's always at port 3000. Port 3000, you're going to see how it is. And when we get inside there, you will now see the website. Now, this juice shop is potentially built vulnerable just to allow you and I, um, cybersecurity personnel, to be able to test run our skills, go the extra mile to enhance uh, our attack and penetration skills. Okay. So remember the goal of this bootcamp generally is to be able to go from, if you are on the novice level, to go from the novice to at least a beginner level, or someone who is ready for internship. When you're ready for internship, you're knowledgeable about what you're interning for. Then you'll be able to have done the big things in smaller ways, because it will always be important to have practical approach of what is on the book, and that is what we are bringing to the table. So when you run and build the juice shop, you can now access it. You can use the intercept feature on the Bob suite, and also use the Foxy proxy to make all this work. So the whole English, we are going to set it up and check it out. Let's dive right in. Okay. I've been logged out again. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, just like I always do whenever I come online, is to check um, my network to know who or what devices are available to me. I also check my IP address. If possible, you can include running some commands, maybe scans on your network to get your hands busy. Do that every day, and you will become proficient with some of these things one day. Okay. Now, the Bob suite is found in your Kali machine. I think is going to be part of when you go to all applications and scroll down, you will find the Bob suite is an inbuilt. It came in the Kali, but when I was using my Windows, I had to go and download it separately. So this is the Bob suite. I click it to bring it up. So let me run my first introduction command, ifconfig or IP or IPA, depending on the one you want to do for that day, the recording. Okay, my address is 192.168.8.104. Okay, now this is the Windows PowerShell. I also do that whenever I run, so that when I run the analysis to look at the devices that are on my network, I could be able to keep track of them. So my Kali Linux is on 104.104. So let me check Nmap, let me check other SN. I'm going to check all the devices that are connected to the network. XN 192.168.8.104 then slash 24 since I'm in my private network. So it's going to show me the list of devices that are in this network. Besides, today I'm using my bigger Wi-Fi, which is the Spectranet. So it shows here that I have four devices or four hosts up. And up here, we already established that the Kali Linux is on port on dot 104. So which is this one under here. Now the remaining three devices, what are they? The Redmi, one of my phones here. Let me check which device, which uh, address it's on. It is on. It's first showing 101. Okay, my phone here is on 101. And funny enough, I can't find 101 here. Mhm. You see, I can't find 101. Let me check the second phone. Second phone is connected at address number dot view more. We all know how to find locate the IP address your phone is connected to on your phone, right? Is there anybody who doesn't know how to do that? Is there anyone who doesn't know how to find where the Wi-Fi, your Wi-Fi or your IP address of your phone is when it's connected to a Wi-Fi? Okay, someone raising hand. Please speak. Let me
I don't know how to find it on iPhone.
on iPhone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, which one do you know how to do? Is it on Android phone?
Yes.
So I don't use an iPhone currently, so you could use Google to check it out. But the steps are the same when you go to your network, especially where you are connecting to the Wi-Fi. You just check it out. Yes, Mr. Chinedu.
Okay. So I just did the same thing. I just issued the same command
Mm-hmm.
now. But from it looks as if I don't know
Okay,
whether
what's
my
that?
own is not connected to up to the device, the
Mm-hmm.
number of device I have here.
Mm-hmm. How many?
So
How
I
many?
have up to
Okay, go ahead. This is
one,
interesting.
two, three, four, five devices here,
Okay, and it's showing six.
and it's showing only one, two, three, four. It's only four.
So, do you know the address of the Wi-Fi, the IP address of the Wi-Fi or the router you're using?
Yes, it's under it here. Let me
Okay,
check.
okay. Use it and do this scan. Do slash 24 on it.
Okay.
Most times, using the gateway, the default gateway to do this, I think works better too.
Ah,
Let me try it on my own too, which is going to be dot one. If I'm not mistaken, 192.168.1. Let me see. Okay, it still brought that 4. The other 100 on my own is what is here is 100, and here is 101. I found 101. Let me check the Windows and know which is working on the Windows. IP config. Okay, Windows is
Okay.
on my own. Windows is on 103.
Okay.
So, what the
Okay.
results do you get now?
Okay. It looks like I have all of them now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So,
with yeah,
most
when you
times when
use
the default the router's IP.
yeah, okay.
So is can you try it with a 0.0? Let's see what you're gonna get. Let me see. I think I
Dot
tried
zero is it without
dot zero slash
having
24.
okay. Okay.
Let's see what you're gonna get. I think there was a time I tried something like this and I caught something. You see, now I have 5 hosts up. And this is very interesting because it gave me accurately the devices that I have here. This one has 100. My first phone has dot 100. The second phone has dot 101. And yeah,
Okay.
my Windows has dot 103. Then the router itself has dot 1. So this is, you see, these things are very, very important that we're able to research them and do them handily. If you do this every day, you come to your machine, definitely you will get good at it. So,
Yes, I did with zero already, and it looks like it has a lot of things connected.
Benjamin, yeah, your hands are up.
Okay, Mr. Brian, the calling machine that you are using, is it on the web or you downloaded the app?
Okay, Kali Machine is being downloaded. You use let me start from this. So now I have a Windows operating system. So I downloaded the Kali, like first of all I got the VM, which is the virtual machine, then installed an operating system, Linux operating system inside that VM which runs the Kali machine. If this sounds too much for you, then you should watch that how to install Kali, your how to set up your this thing, your home lab equipment. I think someone requested for the video in the group a few days ago, and I sent it for the person. So the first of all, you are running your normal operating system, which is your Windows. Then for you to be able to run an extra operating system, possibly for your testing and all these your practical labs, you get a virtual machine, a virtual box, sorry. So the virtual box can host like 3, 4, 5 different computers inside your main computer. And now it all depends on the strength of your host computer, which is your operating system. For example, take a look at this. This is the virtual box, okay? And I have 3 computers. One, two, three, four. I have 4 computers inside here. 4 different computers. And for some personal reasons, all of them, I'm running all of them on Kali Linux. The more computers you provision here, the more, what's it called? The more processing and resources it's going to take from your own normal host. Most times it's elastic. It can only use them when it's working. When it's not working, it drops the resources for you to use on your normal system. So um, I think you might need to practicalize this stuff so that you don't just hear about it. Have you gotten your system back yet? What's up with your system?
Yeah, yes, everything is working perfect. I'm trying to download the calling machine now, but it's showing me something like 3 point something gigs. So I wanted to see if I can use it on web or somehow else.
Okay, so when downloading, be careful to ensure that you download .iso file. .iso
Yes,
file. Look at the last when you look at the description of the file you're downloading. ensure it
But ISO file, they showed me 32-bit or 64. So I don't know which of them.
is 64. Hopefully, I believe your system is running. Which Windows are you using? Windows what?
You understand?
Yes, your system should be 64 bit. But for you to be sure, you just go to your settings on your laptop, go to your settings, go to computer, about my computer, then you'll see how whether your system is 32 or 64 bits. But I don't think that 32-bit systems are still in vogue. I've not used it for a long. In fact, I started using 64-bit system when I started using system. So it's going to be 64 bits, hopefully. Okay, but
Yeah, 64.
yes, for this our practical today, it will gain you more to focus on what we're doing. Just like what I said, so that you
Okay.
will understand the flow. If I'm working and you're working at the same time, you will not understand the flow. When you now start doing it on yourself, you must have missed some vital information. Yes, Mr. George, your hands are up.
Yes, my question is whenever I run a scan to check my IP
Hmm.
on the Kali, it shows me um, 10.10.1 but I think one or so. So, but if I'm checking it on my system itself, like Windows itself, is 192 dot
Yeah,
it shows me
a
like
different
something
one.
like this similar to, yes, a
Yes.
different one. So I'm trying to understand, is it that am I using is it that this set up the Kali very well or something? I don't know.
No, the Kali is set up very well. Your internet, the phone you are using to, or whatever it is, the processes are very straight. If you are connected to the same network, what I mean network, if you are connected to the same internet, all of them will
Yeah.
have the same family IP address family. Unless that .10.10 shows you that it's not even in the private network, that's a public address. That's the public
Okay.
address. So if you want to be in the same network, you must connect all the devices inside that. If it is a router, ensure that all the devices you want to use are connected in with that router. So if you have three phones, if you are using a hotspot, ensure that all of them are connected to that hotspot. If you are using your router or your Wi-Fi, ensure that all the devices are connected to that Wi-Fi or router. Then you can talk to all of them. But if they are connected, this one has its own different IP internet. This one is using MTA different internet. Then you will have different networks that are not joined together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Another question I had is
Yes.
when we scanned for uh, websites, we are running a scan. I think that was last week or last weekend or so.
Hmm.
We didn't use applications like WhatsApp or something.
To scan for websites.
Yes, it's your WhatsApp or Nexus. I think I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure out
yeah,
the one,
yeah.
but
I get you. So
we
um, the Nexus can scan network also. Nikto can also scan network also. And Metasploit also can also scan network. So it depends on what you want to scan them for. Probably if you want to check for ports, you want to check the ports that are open, or want to check this network or this website stands well. Most times, if you're doing a compliance assessment, there are tools more suited for compliance assessments. If you are just running to check the IP address or whatever of the website, different tools are necessary. So I encourage how do I put it? A learning that is being prompted by anything you're doing. It makes the lesson
okay,
stick in more. For example, if you
okay,
have a project to find out or scan this website to find out so and so thing, any exercise you are doing, any learning you are doing in that particular line, the results and the lesson learned will stick in. But if you're just doing it on the open, just like that, there is no basis of which you are learning. But now that we are looking, for example, we are scanning to find out the devices that are in our network. You see, we have a goal and we have a target and we are doing it, and the lessons are sticking. It will stick to our mind. We are getting the result. But randomly, if you just scan without having a goal in mind, it will just float like that on your head.
Okay, sir.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. So you try and connect all those stuffs together inside one network, then retry the scanning. Let's go ahead. Now we've found out the devices that are. So, Mr. Chinedu, you see that dot zero has a more stronger effect than dot one, or the address of the Wi-Fi also has a stronger effect than the normal IP address that you are in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you feel like you're not getting enough results, just go to dot zero. How many of you found out? I told you guys that there are two addresses that are not being assigned in an IP address of a network. For example, here, when there is an address, in every octave, there is two that are not assigned. The first one and the last one. How many of you did that research to find out why and which one of them are? Okay, so if you still not done that, you still have to do that because everything matters. The first address and the last address are not being assigned to any device. Meaning, in this particular octet, each of these octets, like 192 is in one octet, 168 is in one octet, 8 is in one octet, 0 is in one octet, and each octet here can take up to 255. Each octet can take up to 255 addresses. So number one and the last one are not being assigned to any device. Then from uh, the first, not number one, the first and the last. And of course, you know that when I say the first in computer language, I don't mean number one. Number one is not the first. The first is which number? What is the first?
Zero.
Exactly, exactly. So the first and the last address are not being assigned to any device. So now we are making use of this, the first one, the first address, which is dot zero, and it is strong. Why is it strong? Because it's like is a broadcasting address. With this, I can reach every network, every device that is connected to this particular network, no matter where it's hiding. I'll talk to it and I'll find it with dot zero. Then the last one, find out what it is and what is being used for. So let's move ahead. Okay, new window so that we don't jam packed the exercises. Okay, I'm going to do first of all the Bob suite that I clicked. It comes up open like this. When it opens, you go just follow the procedure, start Bob, and it will start. Let's open the browser to check how to download Juice Shop. Okay.
Sorry, what did you put in on that Bob's suit?
I've not put in anything. It's still opening.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
just default. It's just stay opening. Just when you start it, you say start Bob switch, so it will keep on opening. So now we are in our browser. Let's check out how to download Juice Shop first. Then also how to get Bob's Foxy Proxy on. Okay, from our record here above, we we have our Kali machine set up. Then we found the Bob suits. Just call it up and it come up. Now we are going to look at the Foxy Proxy and the the juice. Okay. Okay. Now you go to download OWAP's juice shop. Download. Okay. The Bob suite has come up. You see, so when it's finished loading, it will just come up. This is the primary dashboard of uh, Bob suite. This is the primary dashboard. So it has so many interfaces. On the top here, you could see most of them are clickable. For example, one of the interfaces is called the target interface. Another one is proxy interface. This is where we find the intercept that we're going to use inside a proxy interface. Another interface is intruder interface. Another interface is repeater interface. Most times they do what their name signifies. This is collaborator interface. Another one is sequencer interface, decoder, comparer, logger, organizer, extension, learn. So we're going to leave it at proxy because we'll be using this intercept here. So let's minimize it and go back to how to get our um, juice shop. Download, make it faster. OWAPS juice shop, juice shop. So when you send it in, you're going to get several answers, but I would advise you to go with SourceForge. SourceForge, when you click on it, it opens up, takes you to the page where you could download the application. Now you have it here. You could download it. If you are using Windows, you download for Windows. If you are using Linux, you download for Linux. So automatically we are already on Linux. So you just click download. When you click on download, I'm going to click on the download, then stop it for us to. I've clicked on the download. Your download will start shortly. So once it starts downloading, we'll go to the, we'll hover around it to see what it has, the details, what is downloading. Mm, okay, now it has started. So how do we pause it? I want to stop it. It's 175 megabytes. Cancel. It's 175 megabytes. You see, Juice Shop 17 node 2064. So this is it. It will be on your folder, on your download folder. How do you find your download folder? When you go up your Kaliman, your home, when you go back to your home, let's go back to home. Mm. Oh, please do not freeze on us today. When you go to your home, your folders, let's click folder, open folder. You will see the downloaded copy of it, but it's going to come in a zip file or archive file. When you go to download, it will be inside your download, hopefully. So this is it. It's going to come in as a zip file, a zip folder. Now you can either manually extract it here. When you click extract here, it comes out as this. This will appear. It will extract inside this download folder. Okay, and when you double click on it, now you are inside the download folder. It is very important that you click on it and be inside it because we are going to use this address of the folder to cd enter, change directory. We need to change directory inside this to be inside this place for us to run Juice Shop, and we are going to see that shortly. Also, you could or you should install npm. If you don't have npm already, you could do apt I think app get npm. How many minutes do we have? 7 minutes more. Okay. Once the timer runs out, we will get a new timer and complete the class. Okay. Let me see something. Let me fix the app get npm. I think this command installs npm. But when you try it and you don't get it right, you let me know, or you should check Google. It's very easy to install npm. Once you install npm, you'll be able to run the npm what's it called command, which we're going to use now. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I need to change directory. Now I'm operating as root. I need to change directory into this download folder where the juice shop is. Remember how we got here? When we came into the download, we opened the extracted file. Then when you click by the side of it, when you just click it once, it will highlight the address. Simply copy it, then come to your command line, cd space, paste the address that you copied, then click enter. Once you click enter, it changes your directory into this place, into the download folder where you got the juice shop. Okay, then once you've done that, mm,
All right. Excuse me.
okay, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dan, when you write when you want to issue that command, are you not going to put after the cd you write download before the address?
Okay, what I'm actually doing in sense, if you look at the address here,
Yes.
first of all, I'm inside home. I went to home. Then inside home, another folder that's called my Kali machine user folder, Brian. Then inside it, that's where I now find my download folder. Then inside my download folder, that is where the juice shop folder is. So it's just if you look at the steps from here, home, Brian, download. So let's go to computer. Let's go to my computer. Okay. If I go to my computer and let's see inside the uh, where is home? I think from user you could find your home. So it's just a long process of going into the folder, direct folder where your download is. The easiest way is locate your download folder. Your download folder will already have your address of the folders that have been there before your downloads. So if you are looking for something and you don't know where it is, you will not get there. That was why we have to use this method to grab this address, then come to the Kali Linux, change directory into that address. Is a faster way of changing directory. So if I wanted to type it manually, I will still type all these things. I'll do /home first, /Brian K, /download, /juice shop. So if you are using your own system, just open your downloads, then right click on the address. Okay, now you see, this is just the download. I just want to be in the download. Let me copy this and cd into the download and not into what's it called, the juice shop. Let me cd back into just the download, paste. So you will find out that it's going to cd me back into the download. Can you see it? Can you see it? Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So now
Yes.
from this download, I can Okay, the recording is back on. So if I literally type in this my folder where the juice shop is, I'll go cd me or change directly into juice shop underscore 17.0.0, and boom, we are inside it. I hope you understand the concept, right? We have 1 minute to end this call, so let's revert back to the group and take the link for the next to continue the class. Thank you. So going by what we've already achieved so far, we have downloaded the juice shop, and we have extracted it into the download folder, into the download folder. Then we have changed directory into the juice shop folder. Then also I was trying to share with you guys that you should download install npm on your system, because that is meanwhile on the juice shop folder, on the juice shop, what's it called, web browser, there are the steps on how to install it, how to get it to work is there too, for someone that maybe wants to go back to the manual to see everything. You can still go there, but in short way, I just showed you how I fixed it all this while. So if I run this command npm start, it's going to start building our juice shop. The juice shop you're going to build is not on the internet, it's inside your local machine. So when it starts building it and completes, it will tell you the port which it built it on. Normally, that port is port 3000. And what does that mean? Port 3000 means that, let me get this a little bit up so that could be seen. Yes, port 3000 means that when you go to your browser, you type in localhost, http localhost dot 3000, you should be able to see the website or the juice shop there. http dot slash slash localhost semicolon 3000. Now, when we click this, when we send this search for this website now, this the juice shop, we are supposed to see it, but the reason why it is not yet up, who can tell me why it's not up yet? Why we are not seeing the juice shop here?
I think you've now started it.
Yes, we've not built it. Yes. Once we start the npm start, it's going to run the build. And after it run the build, it will now tell you, hello, I'm done running and I'm active and I'm listening. Go to port 3000, you're going to find me there. Okay. So we are going to tell it to start running. I'll press start to start building. The building will continue on the background while we talk about the Foxy proxy. Mhm. Now, Foxy proxy is an extension, just like we have download extension in browsers. So we're going to find it in the extension bar on your web browser. If you see where my hand is on the extension bar. So I think I want to increase this while the npm is working on the background. I'm going to increase the web browser so that we could have a bigger view. So this is where the extension is. When you click it, you'll find extensions. Now, the faster way to find your extension is go to your, if you go to the menu, I think add-ons and themes, it should be there. Let me check whether it's going to be on the add-ons, but normally I go to the extensions. Okay, when you go to the menu, you click on the add-ons. Once this page of the add-ons comes up, you see recommendation, extension, themes, and plugins. And someone might ask, why are we using Mozilla Firefox? It's not instead of Google Chrome. Has it come to anybody's mind? Has it?
Yes.
Not really.
Okay.
I wanted to ask. I noticed you're using Firefox.
Okay. So Mozilla Firefox somehow is best suited for uh, what's it called? Ethical works like these. They have some features that makes them stronger than just the Google Chrome. Yes, if you use the Google Chrome, it could still work. Now, if in my Windows I use the Google Chrome, I tried using it, but I wasn't getting the receptives I was needing. So I have to download um, Mozilla Firefox on my Windows for me to be able to use it. So that's on the side way. Um, when you come to extension, you search for Foxy Proxy, Foxyproxy. When you search for it, it's going to open up the places where Foxy Proxy is so that you can download it and get it installed on your browser. So this is it. Normally, the first one or the second one is advisable. So let's assume that I go for the um, first one. Let's assume that I click the first one. So I want to show you how it's going to come up for you to download it. Already, I want the one that is not downloaded. So this one, you're going to see remove. I already installed it. It should tell install the plugin. Mm, it should say install the plugin. But I already installed it and I don't want to uninstall it now. If we remove it, I have to go through the installing process now. But we all get how to get it. So once you come here, instead of this remove now, what you're going to be seeing is install or install your plugin. So once you click on it, it will Benjamin. Yes, your hand is up.
Okay, I have not been hearing you since, so I don't know if it's only me. Since we started these add-ons, I don't know.
Okay, sorry about that. So
It was breaking up.
okay, sorry about that. So what I said is when you come to the add-ons, you are supposed to see instead of this remove. Why there is remove here is because I've installed it on my web browser. So you will say install. When you click on the install, it will get installed into your extensions. Okay, so let's go back to the extension manager, the add-on manager. When you click on the extensions, this is where all your extensions are. If you have installed, your hand is still up again. I think my network went off. Ben,
You stopped sharing your screen.
Benjamin, I didn't stop sharing my screen. If my screen stops sharing, then something is wrong somewhere. Okay, let's fix it. Okay, so as we can see, the npm start has finished. It has wrapped it up. Everything is okay. And when you are installing your what's it called, yours, you're going to have some questions. You're going to have a little challenge here and there. You just let me know in the group, and I will help you to fix them up. But first, always remember to install the npm first before anything. Now we have the server listening on port 3000. Remember we went to this, the port 3000 at first, and we didn't find anything. If we restart it now, try again, you'll find out that it will respond to stimulus, and boom, our application is up. You see? OWAP's juice shop. That's the juice shop we are going to be working on. It's going to be our second lab where we'll do all our penetration, hacking stuff. You see, we're going to find a way to download using the root. You're going to hack in as the manager and download and gain access as an admin. So we'll perform a lot of penetration test here. The one we're going to do is going to be a stepping stone for you to now, forward up and, get your hands dirty every day, every time. So on the Foxy Proxy, once you already installed the, what's it called? The plugin, the Foxy Proxy extension plugin here, once you already installed it, when you click here to preferences, this is where you up and you come to the proxy. Now this is mine. So I'm going to open the settings so that you use it to add yours. You can just, when you press add, an empty one will come up for you without title, without nothing. So I'm going to open my own so that you could see what I put into my own. I just put the name, my name, any name you want to put it, but ensure that the host name is going to be this. The port name is going to be this. You put the port name here, the host name here, then HTTP is already selected, and that is that. Nothing else, then you save it. So you might want to change your own color, but why I chose green is so that if you watch here, it's not connected. But once I connect it, when I press connect during the penetration testing, it will, when I press enable, I will see the green color. I'll say, okay, it's on. So you could, I like this green. This green is even shiny. Let me change my green shiny color. How come the new green is shiny? Anyway, no problem. So once you're done, you just press save and okay, close. How do I close it? Since I'm not using it, how do I close this one? Yeah, that is. So that is it. So we've succeeded. Our juice shop is open. Our Foxy Proxy has been installed and fixed, and our juice shop has successfully run. And we did justice to this today. So please get to this point in your setup so that by the next class we will go straight and perform the attack on the juice shop. It's going to be fun to watch and also engageful. Thank you very much, guys, and I hope to see you guys next week.